Hello everyone, welcome you all back. Today the topic for today's discussion is hydroelectric power plant. Let us discuss the importance of the hydroelectric power plant first. The fossil fuel gives about 63% of the total world's energy demand. The second largest energy provider is hydropower. Another interesting statistics here is the total realistic power potential production is around more than 8,000 terawatt hour per year. But currently we are producing only 2,700 terawatt hour per year. That is the one we are extracting only the 33 percentage of the total available electrical power. Still 67 percentage of the available hydro power is there to explore. This is the world's first hydroelectric power plant, which is built in 1882 across the Fox River. This is presently the world's largest hydroelectric power plant, which has a capacity of 12,600 megawatt. This single power plant gives 78% of the total energy demand by the Paraguay and 25% of the energy demand by the Brazil. This was built in the Parana River, which runs between Brazil and Paraguay. These are all some macro hydro power projects in India. Bakranangal is the largest installed capacity power project in India, and here you can see the technology, that is the type of turbine which is used in those power projects. In Bakranangal Dam, the hydroelectric power plant is built with Francis turbine, right? This, you know that water cycle, water is renewable energy, how the water is recycling in nature. So what is hydroelectric power? So water power, basically the water power which is stored in the high altitude has potential energy with that. That potential energy is converted into kinetic energy, that is moving energy. Then that kinetic energy is used to produce mechanical energy. That mechanical energy will be converted into electrical energy. This is how the water power is converted into electrical energy. Water power, potential energy is converted into kinetic energy to mechanical energy into electrical energy. You know that when you are trying to push a mass, that is a ball like this, you are trying to push a ball from mountain which has 100 meter of altitude, then the kinetic energy, that is the velocity of the ball, will be lesser than the velocity of the ball which is pushed from the 1,000 meter elevation. That is the kinetic energy is directly proportional to the potential energy. That potential energy is directly proportional to the height where the mass is stored, that is the head value. If the head value is high, you will get high potential energy, you will get high moving energy, that is kinetic energy, right? This is how the water power is harnessed in the early stages. These wheels you may see in some games and like that. These wheels are used in the industrial age, starting of the industrial age, to extract the water power. The water flows in this direction, and when the water is filled in the bucket, because of the weight of the water, this bucket comes down so that this wheel moves around. Here, because of the water impinges on these blades, that is vanes, because of the impact energy, the wheels start to rotate in this direction. This wheel is more efficient than the last one, right? Here in last video we have seen the steam power plant, and I told you that the steel power plant conversion efficiency may be around 25 to 35% only, but in hydraulic energy the conversion efficiency will be about 95%. As I already mentioned to you, the head value is the height difference between the water level in the reservoir and the water level entering the turbine. This is your turbine, and here your water is entering, so this is your water level entering the turbine, and this is your reservoir, this is the water level of the reservoir. So this is the height difference, that is the head value. This is the head value. When the head value is very low, you are going to use only the propeller turbine or Kaplan turbine, right? So this is the propeller or Kaplan turbine. This is the propeller turbine blades. This is guide vanes, that is wicket gate guide vanes. Through these guide vanes only the water enters into the propeller casing, and here your water will flow like this. If the water flow like this, because of the reaction, these blades are moving in the opposite direction, that is in this direction, so that the shaft rotates in this direction. This is how the Kaplan or propeller type turbine is working. Here when the head difference, that is this head difference is moderate level, that is it is if it is more than 50 meter and less than 200 meter, that is moderate level of head is available, you have to use the Francis turbine. Here the pipe which takes the water from the reservoir to the turbine is called as penstock. This shows a typical diagram of Francis turbine. These are all called as guide blades, that is guide blades, it guides the water which is entering into the Francis turbine. These are all called as the blades of the Francis turbine, right? Here the water flows in this direction, and these are all called as guide blades, which I showed in the last slide, and these are all called as runner blades. If the water flow enters the guide blades in this direction, and it will impinges or it will goes in this direction, so that because of the reaction this blade rotates in this direction, right? Here if the available head is more than 250 meters, that is high head is available, then you have to use the Pelton wheel turbine. This shows the Pelton wheel turbine. These are all the buckets of the Pelton wheel turbine. When the water enters through a nozzle and hits these buckets, and because it hits this bucket starts to rotate, right? This turbine rotates because the water impinges or hits the blade. Then these turbines are called as impulse turbine. The Francis turbine and propeller turbine are called as reaction turbine because of the water flowing. As a reaction of water flowing, the blade starts to rotate. Because of these, Francis turbine and propeller turbine are called as reaction turbine. This is the layout of the hydroelectric power plant. This is what you have to draw and explain in your exam for hydroelectric power plant, right? I will explain the components here itself. In the further slides, I will give it in the words, but I am here to explain the components with this diagram. Now, this is what the reservoir. Here, the water will be stored in large amount. The reservoir gets water from the rivers and all those things. Those things are called as catchment area. So, in this reservoir, the water will be stored in large amount. This is what you called as head value. So the height up to which the water stored. This is the turbine inlet, and from this point to this point is called total head, that is gross head. Because of this water flows into the pipe, there will be friction losses. Because of that, some head loss occurs. If you minus the head loss from the gross head, that is total head, you will get the net head value. That net head value used for the efficiency calculation. And this is what called as dam. Dam is a huge wall which is built near to the mountains in order to store the water in the reservoir, in order to create the reservoir. The dams are then from the reservoir through a pipeline, the water is flowing in this direction because of the gravity in this direction to the turbines. These larger pipes are called as penstock. Usually penstocks are made with cement or steel pipe. This gate is used for open the penstock, and here this inlet valve is used to adjust the flow rate of the water flowing into the turbine, right? This is surge tank. I will explain the purpose of surge tank last in a minute. When this water flows into the turbine, as I already discussed with you, the type of turbines, that is Francis turbine, propeller turbine, Pelton wheel turbine. The turbine blade starts to rotate the shaft. The turbine blades are connected to the shaft, and the shaft rotates in a direction with some RPM, right? The shaft is directly connected to the electric generator or alternator. Then because of that that shaft is rotating, the electric generator will start to produce the power. Here only your mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. Here your water power is stored as potential energy. Here when the water is moving from here to turbine through penstock, here the potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. When this kinetic energy hits the, that is the moving energy, hits the turbine blade and the turbine starts to rotate. Here in the turbine, the kinetic energy converted into mechanical energy. When the shaft rotates, the mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy and it is transformed through the transformer and electric cables to the lines. Now, what is the purpose of this surge tank? If I close this inlet valve, suddenly the pressure inside the penstock will increase. The surge tank is nothing but a separate a separate storage tank. When the pressure increases, the water stored in the surge tank. Similarly, when I opens the inlet valve, the water flows freely into the turbine so that the pressure inside the penstock will get reduced. At that time, from the surge tank, water flows into the penstock and levelize the pressure value. So this is the purpose of surge tank. Surge tank is used to maintain the pressure inside the penstock, right? Here the draft tube is finally attached to the outlet of the turbine. Whatever the potential energy, that is the pressure energy, kinetic energy is used in the turbine, some kinetic energy, that is velocity, is available with the water. That kinetic energy has to be removed from the water in order to appear. That is, if it will damage the walls of the river and all. So the pressure has to be levelized with the atmospheric pressure. For that purpose, the draft tube has a increasing area here so that the pressure regularizes with the levelized with the atmospheric pressure. This is the basic layout of a hydroelectric power plant, and in the further slides I have explained the each and every component of the layout of component of the hydroelectric power plant. Here I gave you the working of the hydraulic power plant, how the potential energy is converted into, I told a story, potential energy is converted into kinetic energy to mechanical energy to electricity, right? That is what I gave there. These are all the main components of the hydroelectric power. First thing, the reservoir. Water from a natural body, that is like a river, that is the catchment area, is stored in the reservoir. Usually reservoir is built at level higher than the turbine. Then the dam. The dam is nothing but the huge walls which obstructs the flow of the river, right? This prevents the water flowing and helps to harness the energy present in the water. And the penstock. Penstock is nothing but the pipe which connects the reservoir and the turbine. Because of the gravity in the penstock, the water flows from the top to bottom, right? The turbine. Turbine is a device which converts the kinetic energy into the mechanical energy. And the generator is nothing but which converts the mechanical energy produced by the turbine to the electrical energy. From the generator, the power is transmitted to the power lines. What are all the advantages of hydroelectric power plant? First thing, the water is a renewable energy, we all know. It is a clean energy source, and generally it is available as needed. As I discussed in the second slide itself, plenty of energy, water energy is available, but we are extracting only 33% of the available energy, right? And because of these dams and all, we can control the flood. I can't tell the disadvantages of hydroelectric power plant. I can tell you the environmental impacts which creates environmental impacts while you develop a hydroelectric power plant. The first thing is fish population. Second thing, quality and flow of water. Because of the dam, it's a huge structure, no? Because of that, the quality and the water flow will be affected, right? Similarly, the ecosystems of the maybe of the dam building area, that the area where the dam is built, the ecosystem will be affected. These are all the problems with the dams. That is, a built up fills the reservoir, fish migration disrupted, the water temperature in the dam decreases, water gets more saline because it is stored in a single particular place. Similarly, the oxygen level gets down. Because of the oxygen level gets down, the fish population will be like gets down. Water slows down, increases diseases, and if you store a water in a particular place, there will be mosquito formed in that water, and because of that the disease increases. These are all some environmental problems with the dams, and in the next video we will see the diesel working and the components of the diesel electric power plant. Thank you all.